When Jack was talking about that last story, and he was talking about seeing the whole world, it reminded me of a bumper sticker I had just seen, which I thought was great. And I know, it goes, I know high people in places. It's one of the best ones I've seen in quite a while, actually. One of my favorite, when I was a kid growing up, I grew up down in L.A., Southern California, and for those of you that don't know where L.A. is. And there was this bumper sticker. It was very succinct, Smuck Fog. Anyway, many of you know our next guest. Got quite a few remarks when we decided to have this concert. Dave Van Ronk, man, I haven't seen him since, most people couldn't remember what year it was, but it was back sometime, I can tell you that. Anyway, I'll make it short. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Dave Van Ronk. One second. Dave, I forgot one thing, folks. Dave probably doesn't know that we know this, and we have had a history around here of singing happy birthday. Tomorrow's Dave's birthday. Can you join us? All right, let's do this for Dave, okay? Dave, right behind you. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dave. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Pretty good.
By the way, Kim Caruso runs the community center Bake the Cake. Let's give her a round of applause.
The whining boy, don't deny my name. Yes, the whining boy, don't deny my name. I'm the whining boy, I don't deny my name. Pick it up and shake it like a Stephen chain. Yes, the whining boy, don't deny my name. Mama, look at sis. Ah, mama, look at sis. Look at sis, yes, mama, take a look at sis. Out on the levee, do the double twist. Yes, the whining boy, don't deny my name. sister, dirty little Sal. Ah, sister, sister, dirty little Sal. Sister, sister, little Sal, you know you're trying to be a bad girl and you don't know how. Yes, the whining boy, don't deny my name. Don't deny my name. Don't deny my name. I deny my name. I'm the whining boy. Don't deny my name. Pick it up and shake it like a stable chain. Yes, the whining boy. Don't deny my name. Oh yeah, Jelly Roll Morton used to do that. This is one that Bessie Smith. This was one of her themes. Makes no difference what I do, no difference what I say. People always criticize me, but I'm gonna do just what I want to anyway. I don't care how much they all despise me. If I take a notion, jump into the ocean, ain't nobody's business if I do. And if I go to church on Sunday, go out on the town and raise hell on Monday, ain't nobody's business if I do. It ain't nobody's business, baby, where in the world to find my grave. It ain't nobody's business, kid, in the world I do my business with. What you wanna mess with me for? Let me drink my wine and smoke my reefer. Ain't nobody's business if I do. In the world to find my grave, it ain't nobody's business, kid, who in the world I do my business with. Why'd you wanna mess with me for? Let me drink my wine and smoke my reefer. Ain't nobody's business if I do. They call you a blues singer. it doesn't really make any difference what you do anymore. I could I could go all night without singing a single blues. I would still be a blues singer. So in order to avoid that hideous fate, I do believe I will do blues. I got a letter from my home. Most of my friends are dead and gone. Make you worry, make you wonder about times to come. My old mother, oh, she said to me, "You're so young and foolish, child. You can't see that I ain't got no mother. My sister and my brother turned their back on me. She used to fall on her knees and pray. These are the very words she would say. You better change, rearrange, or stop your low down ways. I've been a liar and a cheater too. You know, I spent all my money on booze and Uber. This old nightlife, this sporting life is killing me. When I was young and feeling blue, all them young women see me through. It makes you sad, makes you scared, makes you worry what time can do. I'm bound to change, change my ways. I'm getting older each and every day. But this whole nightlife, this sporting life is killing me. When I was young and feeling blue, all them young women would see me through. It makes you sad, makes you scared, makes you worry what time can do. I'm getting tired of running round. I'm gonna get married, settle down. This old life, it is a me life, and it's killing me. I got a letter off from my home. Most of my friends dead and gone. Make you worry, make you wonder about times to come. I first heard that song, I was about 15 years old. And I was just starting to do this kind of stuff, really. Up to then, I've been trying to do jazz, but I heard this song. I got it off an old 78, recorded by the man who wrote it, Brownie McGee. It was a very old 78. How old, I don't know. It was pressed on flint, so. And I was totally blown away by the song, and immediately decided I have to do this one. And I started to fool around with it to see if I could get something going with it. And I was hacking away at it. I use the term advisedly. And all of a sudden, I had a very, very strange, unprecedented experience, something that had never happened to me before, and has happened to me very, very seldom since. I had an attack of common sense. It occurred to me, what is it going to look like, a 15-year-old kid singing a song like this? I think we have here a small problem in credibility, says I to myself. And I figured, I think I'd better table this one until I've paid enough dues so I can, carry a certain amount of conviction when I do it. And those things stayed for quite some time. I'd hear the song and I'd think, no, I haven't paid enough dues for this one yet. No way. And I got to know Brownie, and we used to work together from time to time and hang out from time to time. And I'd never see him without I'd pull his coat to do that song. And I can remember, sitting in an audience while Brownie was doing it, just sitting there, sigh, no, I haven't had not enough dues for this one. About 15, 20 years ago, I don't know what put me in mind of the song. It never was all that far from my mind. I was thinking about the song. I've just decided, fuck the dues, I'm going to sing that goddamn song. I put together an arrangement of it, pretty much like what I just did. And I got on stage and I tried to do it, and I got about halfway through the first verse and I just choked up. I couldn't sing it. Just froze. And this happened 3 or 4 times, which is very embarrassing to happen in public and the audience out there. I think I'll try something else. And I gave it a lot of thought. I came to the conclusion, and in retrospect, I think I was right, that what had happened over all these years was that I had been practicing not singing that song. And I had got it down pretty good. So, again, tabled the song. Until a few years after that, I was working in Atlanta, and there was a club right down the block and around the corner from where I was. And who was at that other club? But Brownie McGee and his old sidekick, Sonny Terry. I had a brainstorm. I figured, what I'll do is I'll play this off Brownie. And if I can play it for Brownie, I can play it for anybody. And I finished up my first show, and I had another one to do, so I packed up my guitar and trotted over to the other club, and I went backstage and sat around the dressing room for a little bit and made nice and yacked a little bit. And finally, I screwed up my courage and I said, Ronnie, that song of yours, the Sportin Life Blues, I worked something up on it and I'd like to play it for you. I mean, what's a guy going to say? I'm cornered like a rat in his own dressing room. So he says, yeah, sure. And I pick up the guitar and I played it through, and I didn't fuck it up. It wasn't too bad. And he was very nice. He said he liked it and so on. I felt great. All right, says I. We're off and running on this one. I'm going to open my set with it, I'm thinking. And I packed up my guitar. I was about to leave. I was standing right in the door of the dressing room. I said, hey, Brownie, how old were you when you wrote this song? He said, 15. Hey, listen here, pretty papa, please get out of my sight. I'm calling it quits now, right from this very night. You've had your day, don't stand around. You've been a good old wagon daddy, but you done broke down. Oh, you better go to the blacksmith shop and get yourself an overhaul. There ain't nothing about you make a good woman ball. When you were in your prime, you used to love to run around. You've been a good old wagon daddy, but you done broke down. When the sun is shining, that's the time to make hay. Now it's raining all the time, you can't make your old wagon pay. Nobody wants a baby when a real man can't be found. You've been a good old wagon daddy, but you done broke down. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, we ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, wa-da-ba-da-dee-ba-da-da-da-da, wa-da-ba-dee-ba-da-da, ba-da-ba-da-dee-dee, wa-da-ba-da-da-ba-da-dee-dee, we-be-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-dee-dee. Yes. There ain't no use in crying, all to make a big show. This man has taught me more about loving you will ever know. He is the king of loving, just minus of a crown. He's a good old wagon daddy, and he broke down.
Yeah, I used to think that was a pretty funny song. And happy birthday to you, too. Tom Paxton wrote this one. Wrote it for Mississippi John Hurt. An old friend of his, old friend of mine too. It was a frosty night, beginning to snow. Down the city streets, the wind began to blow. We all came to the cellar, emptied the box. Here a little old fella play a shiny guitar. Did you hear John Hurt play his Creole bell, Spanish fandango, and he loved so well? And did you love John Hurt? Did you shake his hand? Did you hear him play his candy man on a straight back chair with his felt hat on? Tickled fancy with Avalon. All the people passing down McDougal Street cocked their heads and listened to the tapping feet. Did you hear John Hurt play his Creole bell, Spanish fandango, and he loved so well? Did you love John Hurt? Did you shake his hand? Did you hear him play his candy man on a straight back chair with his felt hat on? Tickled and fancy with his Avalon. All the people passing down McDougal Street cocked their heads and listened to the tapping feet. Did you hear John Hurt play his Creole bell, Spanish Spanish fandango that he loved so well. Did you love John Hurt? Did you shake his hand? Did you hear him play his Candy Man? Let's see. You know, if you sort of just stick around for long enough, doing anything at all, you become sort of a landmark. My advice is keep moving, or some son of a bitch is going to try to dip you in bronze. Take my own sad case. I've been doing this for a long time, long enough so that I am now a source, sometimes referred to as an informant. There's a ring to it that I don't like very much. But anybody who is writing a thesis, a master's or a PhD thesis, anybody who is writing a book, anybody who is writing an article on the great folk scare of the 1960s, inevitably finds his or her way to my door. I'm on the A sucker list. And Wavy Gravy puts it, I think, perfectly. He says, if you remember the 1960s, you probably weren't there. And I had that problem. It was one of those things where, you know, everybody tells me I had a marvelous time. So people want to do all these scholarly and informative articles, and they kind of come to me and, shit, I don't know what to say. Yeah, there was this place you walked down to on McDougal Street. It was the gas light, and I finally hit on a system that has gotten me out of a great deal of difficulty. When people ask me about this kind of thing, I cut a deal with them. I say, okay, I will be only too happy to tell you whatever you want to know that I can, but you have got to send me what you write. You know, the whole thing, you know, a short article, a book, whatever, you have to send it to me. And they've been very forthcoming. I have a whole row, a whole shelf of these things. Some of them, you know, just loose leaf binding. Some of them, you know, leather binding. You know, so and I read them all. And I am now an expert. I just quote these sons of bitches at each other. They love it. They eat it up. I still don't remember a thing. I don't know. But reading through these things, you know, a couple of things have sort of struck me as odd. That whole thing in the 1960s, the folk thing, well, it didn't start out that way at all. Not one bit of it. What they used the folk singers for in the coffee houses, you know, 1959 to 1960, 61, you know, when it was all getting started. What they used us for, they used to sandwich us in between beat poets. The beat poets were the big ticket items. We would, you know, what we were there for was to turn the house over. So, you'd get up, you'd do 3 songs. If there was still anybody seated, you were fired. It was a very simple proposition, you know. Most of us really did our jobs well. I mean, I've told this to several of the scholarly set. And inevitably they ask me, what happened? What turned it around? And, you know, I really don't know. But every time I think about it, what I think about is this old joke about the Arab and the
in his nice, warm, snug tent in the desert on a freezing cold night. And a camel sticks his nose in the tent, and he says to the Arab, do you mind if I just put my nose inside the tent to get it warm? It's really freezing out here. And the Arab, soft-hearted fellow says, oh, no problem. Be my guest. And the story goes on until the Arab is freezing out in the desert and the camel is warm inside the tent. And thus it was with the folk singers and the beat poets. Poor bastards never knew what hit them. About 2 or 3 years ago, New York Magazine, which, if you don't know, you're just as well off for that, ran a feature article. On the cover, there was a photograph of this young guy with horn-rimmed glasses, a beret, and a pubic beard, and the headline was, "The Beats Are Back." I looked at it and I thought, oh yeah, well, I'm ready for them. So I was in this coffee house on McDougal Street in the Village, and I had finished my third number, and I went back to sit at the performance table, and we were sitting there waiting for the house to fill up again. And I was sitting next to a poet who was really one of the best of the whole bunch. His name was Bob Kaufman. And Bob said to me a sentence which is guaranteed to make any singer's blood run cold. He said to me, "Boy, do I have a song for you." He was right. I've been singing it ever since. Bob learned this when he was a little kid growing up in New Orleans. Must have been in the 1940s. When I go by Baltimore, need no carpet on my floor, you come along. Follow me, there's a man in Galilee. On green, green, rocky road, you're promenading green. Tell me who you love, tell me who you love. See that crow up in the sky? He don't walk, he just fly. He don't walk, no, he don't run. Oh, keep on flapping to the sun. On green, green, rocky road, you're promenading green. Tell me who you love, tell me who you love. Little Miss Jane, you run to the wall. Oh, don't you stumble, don't you fall, or don't you sin, don't you shout. When I sing, you come running out. On green, green, rocky road, you're promenading green. Tell me who you love, tell me who you love. Ooka-dooka, soda cracker, does your mama chew tobacco? If your mama chews tobacco, ooka-dooka, ooka-dooka, soda cracker, yeah. On green, green, rocky road, you're promenading green. Tell me who you love, tell me who you love. When I you come along. Darling, me, there's a man in Galilee on green, green, rocky road. You're promenading green. Tell me who you love, tell me who you love. Don't you leave me here. Don't you leave me here. If you just must go, sweet babe, leave I died for beer. Don't you leave me here. The rooster crowed and the hen ran around. If you want my fricassee, you gotta run me down. Don't you leave me. I never had one woman at a time. I've always had 6, 7, 8 or 9. Don't you leave me here. I'm Alabama bound, Alabama bound. If the train don't stop and turn around, I'm Alabama bound, Alabama bound. Don't you leave me here. Don't you leave me here. If you just must go, sweet baby, leave I died for beer. Don't you leave me. I have a friend who's a mathematician. His specialty was numbers theory. And on the side, he used to do a little bit of topology, which is study of knots and surfaces and things like Mobius strips, Klein bottles, and weird configurations of things. And undoubtedly, the man is some kind of a genius. So of course, he makes his living handicapping horses in Vegas. You get that? get that sheepskin, baby, you can write your own ticket. I'm here to tell you. And he is of the opinion, and he has no opinions except studied opinions, that math is the highest art form ever conceived of by the human mind. And by way of evidence, he likes to point out that a properly formulated mathematical theorem makes equal sense read either backward or forward, which is something I had always noticed. Now, this is a song that brings me close to his definition of high art. Here is a song that I learned from Eric von Schmidt, who learned from Bob Dylan, who learned it from me. Sort of brings me somewhere into my friend Jeffrey's Olympian realm. Topologically, a very interesting statement, certainly. One time, Eric and Bobby and I were sitting around with a bottle of rum, and we were trying to figure out precisely who had done what and with which and to whom on this particular song. Oh, you know the limerick, I take it. And we came to the conclusion, pretty much, as stated, we had everybody. Eric had learned the song from an old field holler, and he had set it to music, and Bobby picked it up, and Eric set it to guitar and chords, and Bobby got it from Eric, and he made some changes in it, and then I got it from Bobby, and I made some changes in it, and Eric heard my version of it, and he incorporated my changes in it, and all this went on without any consultation whatsoever. And so, as we were getting down about 3/4 of the way down the bottle, we concluded that we had, boy, if Gorbachev had only been there, we had figured out how you could have socialism and free enterprise simultaneously. All you have to do is repeal all the laws against theft. So, a little later on down, just around the time we killed the bottle, we decided that we'd split the royalties on this one 3 ways. And as I recall, it was a Democratic 2-to-1 vote on that one. He was a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine. Never had no money, paid for his fight. He was a friend of mine. He never done no wrong. He never done no wrong. He was just a poor boy, long way from home. He was a friend of mine. He died on the road. Never had no money for sufficient clothes. He was a friend of mine. stole away and cried. I stole away and cried. Never had no money, and I can't be satisfied. He was a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine. When I hear his name, just can't keep from crying. He was a friend of mine. Thanks. I call that the Katumba Rhumba. Started to work on that in a little town in New South Wales in Australia, up in the Blue Mountains. Beautiful, beautiful country there. Called Katumba. Sitting there thinking about dear old sunny Tennessee. I'm sitting there thinking about dear old sunny Tennessee. Wondering if my baby waiting there for me. I'm going where the northern crosses the I'm going where the northern crosses the LLN. Catch me a freight train going back home again. Going back south where it's warm the whole year round. I'm going back south where it's warm the whole year round. I'll be so glad when my train pulls up in town. Would a matchbox hold my clothes? I wonder would a matchbox hold my clothes? Don't wanna tote no suitcase when I hit that open road. Be weeping moan. Yeah, be weeping moan. You wanna call my name, girl, baby, and I'll be gone. I'm sitting there thinking it was sunny Tennessee. I'm sitting here thinking about it was sunny Tennessee. I wondered if my baby is waiting there for me. Listening to Jack up here, and I was listening to his stories, and then I was listening to me up here. I was listening to my stories. And Jack, I think we're in our anecdotage. I think that's what's happened to us. I learned this one from my guitar guru, a man I always thought of as my third grandfather, Reverend Gary Davis. Now, Reverend Davis was, right. Reverend Davis was a word I don't fling around much, and it always makes me, when I hear the word genius, I check my wallet. But I use the word for Gary because he was a genius, but he was not only a genius, he was one of the most hardworking musicians I think I have ever met. He was a blind man, and that has the disadvantages, the advantages, I should say, of its disadvantages. As a musician, the one thing about Gary, he didn't waste a whole hell of a lot of time watching television. He was inseparable from that damn guitar. That guitar went everywhere he went. I mean, everywhere he went, too. He used to take that damn thing into the John with him, which I thought was carrying things a bit too far, but he did. And he was always noodling around. He was always looking for, some new variation or some little thing he could throw in to make something that he was doing a little more interesting, and he was always finding them, too. And this is one that he said that he learned this from a guy who used to come around when he was a little boy growing up in South Carolina. This guy used to come around, they called him the guitar man. He used to play the guitar. And he played this song, and Gary said that this is pretty much the way that the guitar man used to play it. I think probably right, because it's not like anything else that Gary played. And that would make this arrangement about 100 years old. Call it Candyman. Candyman, salty dog. Candyman, salty dog. Candyman, salty dog. You won't be my Candyman, won't be your salty dog. Little red light, little green light. Little red light, little green light. Little red light, little green light. Stop on the red and you go on the green. Don't you mess with Mr. In Between. Run and get the bucket, get the baby some beer, yeah. Run and get the bucket, get the baby some beer, yeah. Run and get the bucket, get the baby. Go on, get your fat ass out of here. Run and get the bucket. Run and get the bucket, get the baby some beer. I do anything in this God about the world. Keep my Candyman home. Big leg idol, big leg idol, big leg idol, yeah, big leg. A big leg idol, big leg idol. Love that big leg idol, God knows I do. Gingerbread man, Santa Claus. Gingerbread man, yes. Gingerbread man, Santa Claus. A gingerbread man with razor's eyes are gonna eat him just as quick as I can. Where's your peppermint stick? Big brass band. Peppermint stick. Big brass band. Peppermint stick. Big brass band. I wish I was in New Orleans or sitting on a candy stand, yes. Pop-a-da-pop-pop-pop-pop. one time back in, I guess around 1962 or 63, I was working up in Boston or Cambridge, and Reverend Davis was working in Cambridge or Boston, right adjacent to each other. Because Gary used to have this guy that drove him around. There's an old friend of mine named Pete Friedberger. You remember Pete, Jack, I'm pretty sure. And Pete asked me if I wanted to drive back home down to New York after the show. And it sounded great to me because beats hell out of sleeping on somebody's kitchen floor, which is what we were expected to do, was what we used to call the At Your Mercy circuit. And so after the show, we all piled into this big old, big Chevy or Lincoln or something like a great big arc of a car. And Gary used to like to sit in the back seat sort of sprawled out. And he had this great big Gibson J200 called Miss Gibson. And like I say, he was inseparable from this guitar. He played all the time. So Pete and I are sitting up front, and Gary sprawled in back. And Pete and I are yakking about this, that, and the other thing. And Gary's playing Candyman, which was fine with me. And so, somewhere around Providence, he's throwing in plenty of variations, but he's still playing Candyman. New Haven. Look, I can't say anything. I mean, it's Gary Davis, for God's sake, and he's playing Candyman. Bridgeport. Somewhere around Stamford, something inside of me snapped. I said, Gary, for Christ's sake, can't you play anything else? And he was asleep. Jelly, he learned this one from a piano player, a woman named Mamie Desdunes. And she was, she ran a hook shop down in New Orleans around the turn of the century. And she only had 3 fingers on her left hand. Jelly used to say, well, she couldn't hardly play anything more, but she could really play this number. And he called it Mamie's Blues. 219 took my babe away. 219 took my babe away. 217, bring her back someday. Stood on the corner with her feet all soaking wet. Stood on the corner, feet were soaking wet. Begging each and every man that she met. If you can't give $1, give me a lousy time. Can't give $1, Give me a lousy dime. I want to feed that hunger man of mine. I'm gonna lay my head on some lonesome railroad line. Lay my head on some lonesome railroad line. Let that 219 pacify my mind. 219 took my babe away. 219 took my babe away. 217 bring her back someday. I wish I had some kind of a great funky ethnic story about how I learned this song. Honesty compels me to admit I learned this song from a book called The Fireside Book of Folk Song. And to compound the felony, I suppose, I was in Shaker Heights, Ohio at the time. I was visiting with my upwardly mobile aunt. And I think I was about 13, and I was the second hottest ukulele player in Richmond Hill. I'm not kidding you about that, I really was. And I was leafing through this songbook, and I ran across this thing, St. James Infirmary, and I looked at it, and I said, oh boy, this one's for me, but I could just read the lyric, I couldn't read the music. So what I did was I put the arm on my upwardly mobile cousin who was taking piano lessons, and I made him sort of thump his way through the damn thing so I could learn the melody and the chords. And sure enough, in about 2 or 3 weeks, I had the funkiest ukulele version of St. James Infirmary you ever heard. Been singing it ever since. This is one I never get tired of. Down at Old Joe's barroom on the corner of the square. They were serving drinks as usual, and the usual crowd was there. On my left stood Big Joe McKennedy, his eyes bloodshot red. He turned to the crowd around him. These are the very words he said. I went down to that St. James Infirmary, saw my baby there, stretched out on a long white table, so sweet, so cold girl so fair. Let her go, God bless her, wherever she may be. She may search this wide world over, never find a sweet man like me. When I die, please bury me in my top Stetson hat. Put a $20 gold piece on my watch chain. God, no, I died standing pat. I want 6 crab shooters for pallbearers. Chorus girl to sing me a song. Put a jazz band on my hearse wagon. Raise hell as I stroll along. Roll out your rubber-tired carriage. Roll out your old-time hack there. 12 men going to the graveyard and 11 coming back. Now that I told my story, I'll take another shot of booze. And if anybody happened to ask you, I've got those gambler's blues. Let her go, God bless her, wherever she may be. She may search this wide world over, never find a sweet man like me. Thank you. Good night. Yeah, see that? Billie Holiday too. Them that's got shall get, and them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is news. Mama may have, and Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. And the rich gets rich while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the grade. Mama may have and Papa may have. God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Money, you've got lots of friends riding round your door. Money, when you're gone and spend it, is they don't come no more. Rich relations may give crusts of bread and such. Help yourself, but don't take too much. Mama may have and Papa may have. Oh. God bless the child that's got his own, has got his own. Honey, you've got lots of friends riding round your door. Ah, funny when you're gone and spending ends that don't come no more. Rich relations may give crusts of bread and such. Help yourself, but don't take too much. Your mama may have, and your papa may have, but God bless the child. God bless the child that's got his own.